Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit more about Barcelona's victory last night over Rayo Vallecano, in which Barcelona, they regained the number one spot in the La Liga table. We're going to be talking about some of the words from Hansi Flick, some of the words from Pau Cubarsí and Alejandro Balde, as well as some quotes from both the Rayo Vallecano president and their coach. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platform. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys to stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's look at the words from Hansi Flick in that press conference after the victory over Rayo Vallecano. Hansi Flick, he starts off by saying, the players are happy, we played well, but we can do better. Obviously, Barcelona, they had a very good game, I would say. They performed well. They did the important thing, which was to get the 3 points. Obviously, we could have, scored more goals. We could have been more clinical. But those are just details about the game. And the overall picture was that Barcelona, they did their job and they got the 3 points. Hansi Flick, he talks about the match. He says, it was a difficult match because the opponent played very well. That's all I can say. And of course, we have to talk about these things. We will analyze everything and then see what we can improve. And the key thing is just that finishing, guys. Barcelona, they should have genuinely put Rayo Vallecano to bed. But, poor finishing from Rafinha, from Lewandowski, from certain players, it didn't allow Barcelona to get that, wide or big scoreline that we would have all liked. But Hansi Flick, he continues on in the press conference, guys. He talks about Iñaki Peña, who hasn't been involved. It says Iñaki has been doing an outstanding job when he has played. But for now, we are going with Szczęsny. And I was, privy to some stats in regards to Szczęsny. And Barcelona, guys, we have yet to, incur a loss under Szczęsny in goal. And just looking at how Szczęsny has been performing better and better in each and every passing game, it looks very difficult for Iñaki Peña to get back into the team. But he continues on. He says, there's still a long way to go. I'm happy for the players. They follow their instincts. And our main goal is to fight until the end, game after game. He talks about Robert Lewandowski. It says, Robert wants to play, but I make the decisions. And they are made with the team in mind. Lewandowski scored an important goal, but he has to accept my changes. And that goes for every single other player. Obviously, Robert Lewandowski, he's going to be a little bit upset for being substituted, a player of his stature. He wants to be out there playing every single minute. But he does need to understand that Hansi Flick, he is the man at the helm. He's the one making the decisions, and obviously frustration is going to be there. Just look at a player such as Ferran Torres, who is coming off of a red-hot streak, but hasn't been really involved in these last couple of games. And so you just imagine how he must be feeling for not having significant amount of game time. Hansi Flick, he talks about the players. He says, we have very good players in all positions. We're at a point in the season where we need everyone at their best level. He talks about Marc Asado. He says, Marc Asado, he hasn't done anything wrong. I talked to him. For now, Frankie is doing very well and is in great form. Giving more starts to one doesn't mean the other isn't performing well. And I completely agree. Marc Asado, he's been the starter for, I would say, the majority of the season. But Frankie de Jong, he's performing at a very high level right now. Obviously, he didn't show that in the game against Rayo. But I generally just think that these games, they are much more suited to a Frankie de Jong than, for example, a Marc Asado. But I'm not worried in Marc Asado losing his place into the team. Hansi Flick, he now talks about Rayo. And he says, Rayo is a team that plays very well. It was tough and challenging. We missed some chances, but we're very happy with the 3 points. Rayo is one of the best teams that have played at the Montjuïc. They press well and have a clear identity. I completely agree. Rayo Vallecano yesterday, they actively, tried to take the game to Barcelona. They did not sit back and defend like other teams, for example. They, you saw the attacking intent from Rayo. And if they were a little bit more precise, they could have gone away with a result. And you can clearly see why and how the team is working throughout the season, and there's a reason why they're fighting for those European spots. And Rayo, a team that is very, very tricky to play against this season. Hansi Flick, the last call, he talks about Lamine Yamal. He says, Lamine, the best thing is that he keeps on trying. One day things will come. He needs to train and work hard to prove himself in the game. He hasn't had the luck he needs, but it will come. And my guess in regards to why that call has emerged is in regards to Lamine Yamal's finishing, because as we all know, Lamine Yamal, an amazing creator. The assist numbers, they speak for themselves. But one aspect of Lamine Yamal's game that he does need to improve on is obviously his finishing. There have been one or two chances for Lamine Yamal in which, if he was a little bit better, Barcelona, they could have scored a goal. And this is something that has been reoccurring and is part of his game, but it's completely understandable. A 17-year-old is not going to be the finished product. Lamine Yamal, he still has, aspects of his game that he needs to improve upon. But Pau Cubarsí, he also spoke after the match. He says, "We are leaders again, but we are aware that La Liga is a long league. We must approach each game as if it were our last. Rayo always do things well, and it was difficult for us to overcome their pressure." Completely agree. La Liga, league campaigns, guys, they are a marathon, not a sprint. At the end of the day, the team that's going to be winning this trophy is a team that's going to be able to be consistent throughout the entire campaign. Barcelona, we cannot have, a couple games where we perform well, and then we have that dip in form like we had in November and December. Barcelona right now, we have to continue that and have a run of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games of just constant winning and just extend any gap that we can potentially have in La Liga. But there wasn't also Pau Cubarsí, but also Alejandro Balde, who spoke after the match. And he said, "We knew it was an important match and that we would be leaders if we won. I am happy. We have to give credit to our defense. We played a great game. You can't always win 3 or 4-0. We are focused on ourselves, and we knew that if we kept working this way, we would get ahead." And I completely agree right there. Not every single game is going to be a 3 or 4-0. Sometimes you do need these scrappy wins in order to get over the line. And these are the games that make you league champions. And from here now, as I said before, Barcelona, they just have to go on a winning run. Win game after game after game. But I also want to look at the words from Rayo Vallecano's president, because he spoke after the match and he was asked about the referees, about that controversial call. And he says, "We didn't lose yesterday because of the referees. We played a great game, but we were not precise. We have no doubts about the referees. Their decisions were very correct." If you have the Rayo president saying that, then come on, guys. There has been, have been looking on social media, and there has been some outrage, from some outlets and some from Madrid fans saying, "Oh, Barcelona, they're getting favored and everything," which is just absolutely absurd. You can see the penalty call was clear as day. The obstruction from Inteca was clear as day as well. It didn't allow him to block the shot. And Rayo Vallecano's president, even him, sharing the same stance as I am. But it wasn't only him. Inigo Perez, the Rayo Vallecano coach, he also spoke after the match in his press conference. And he paid some special attention to Pedri, who was the man of the match in yesterday's match, and who I thought was absolutely brilliant, guys. The amount of assists that Pedri should be getting this season should be through the roof. But unfortunately, he has Barcelona teammates who, whenever they get a pass from him, aren't able to finish. But he spoke about Pedri's brilliance yesterday, and he says, "For this match, we made a plan to stop Pedri. We tried. We analyzed how he plays, how he passes the ball. It makes me happy that he is gaining continuity. He knows how to defend. He knows how to attack. It's a joy to watch him play." And that is some absurd praise. And just as a Barcelona fan, to have a talent like Pedri in your team, it makes me so, so happy. Because if you have another team actively looking to try to stop you, and you still are able to surpass any plan that they've put in place to stop you, then just speaks to your quality. And Pedri, yesterday, the amount of passes that he was giving, the chances, the little, plays coming out of pressure, it was absolutely brilliant. And even the Rayo Vallecano coach, he gave Pedri that praise, and it's completely understandable. But the last piece of news or stat that I want to talk to you guys about is in regards to Jules Koundé, because Jules Koundé yesterday in the match, which he unfortunately did not start because of being late, Jules Koundé, he made history for Barcelona as he became the 5th French footballer with the most appearances in the club's history, with the number 1 French player being Eric Abidal with 193 appearances, Ousmane Dembele in second with 185, and followed along by Clement Lenglet and Samuel Umtiti. And so with Jules Koundé playing 125 games. He has a couple more in order to reach those top positions in Barcelona's all-time appearance for French footballers. But that just shows the consistency from Jules Koundé. And obviously, we hope to have Jules Koundé in the Barcelona team for many, many more years. But guys, that was a little bit more reaction from Barcelona's victory yesterday over Rayo Vallecano, in which Barcelona, we are now the league leaders, and hopefully we are able to remain in that position until the end of the season. But guys, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments on everything that I have discussed on today's video. Now, as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.